Hey everybody, we are out here with our 1973 fifth wheel chieftain, very rare trailer. Now this is going to be video number 2 of the first video we did. If you want to check that out, go ahead, I'll put a link down below and you will get up to date or up to speed on what we're doing. And speaking of up to speed, 1973 was a very long time ago. And actually, this trailer, who has been in storage for over 53 years, has not been used, has not been outside, it has not been updated. So what we're going to do is what we've always done, make it better. We have $20,000 worth of technology that we are going to be loading into this thing. And we are going to be explaining to you everything that is going to go into this very rare, one-of-a-kind, antique beauty. So let's get right into it.
All right, guys, let's go to the shop. We're going to look.
Alright, we are back in our shop now, and we got everything, most everything, laid out on the table for you today. And also, if you have any questions, please let us know. We'll be linking everything or similar things down below so that you can keep up to speed what we're doing. Over here, down here, the first thing that we're going to be showing you is this little inverter generator. It's our Power Smart. I know it's small, but we don't actually need a giant generator being lugged around with us because we got all of this we're going to be dealing with. So this is just in case something goes wrong. That's all it is if it needs to charge a battery.
Backup charging.
Backup charging.
Yeah.
And we have a cabinet. We have a underbench. A little cabinet air conditioner. Little cabinet air conditioner.
And this is
This is the Fujian, and it is a cabinet mount air conditioner, and it's going to be going in to our Winnebago. We have our it's 12 volts. This is 12 volts.
Yep.
And this is our Zenjum. This is going to be the top mount air conditioner. It's also 12 volts. We have over here our little reverse osmosis, rechargeable, DC powered, portable. There it is. It says a lot of names. And we have this.
No, leave it
And then
alone.
we have our Farberware. It's my Farberware. And the funny thing about this is also in 1973. Oddly enough, while Dad was a young man. And I was not anywhere in existence. Oh, and the dinosaurs were alive, and then the meteors. It's going to be replacing the old oven that is in our Winnebago right now. Because it doesn't work, because it was also a prototype.
It was a prop.
It was literally a prop.
There's a lot of props.
Oh yeah, the oven wasn't a prototype. It was a prop. I did a prototype. It was prop. It had no gas lines, nothing. It's just completely empty, void of personality.
It wasn't the only item either, huh?
No.
So we have something down here. We have something down here.
Oh, yeah.
And Kira went and found something that's going to save me a lot of heartache.
Yeah.
So she can explain that. She went and picked it up yesterday.
Yeah, so this is a stovetop right here. And we have the one in the Winnebago, but we don't want to mess with the one in the Winnebago because we're going to be doing something really special with our stovetop. You see down here? We want to be converting it to a gas and an electric.
So it's going to have 2 electric burners, guys.
And 2 gas burners.
And 2 gas burners.
But if we mess up, we don't want to mess up on our original stovetop.
You were freaking out when I said I was going to cut that.
Oh my God. I would not want that to happen. This is horrible.
Yeah. She was freaking out. And I said, I'm going to cut that and put electric in there. And she goes, I'll find a... So
I will find a way.
She ended up going to somebody and getting the stovetop, whatever. And it's okay.
It's from a Holiday Rambler.
It's from a Holiday Rambler. It's an identical brand. It fits the other one.
It's identical.
But to keep me from taking that other one out.
We're going to be chopping into this one.
No,
not into that one. No. And I actually kind of want to preserve the other one. Just in case I want to revert it back to gas.
Well, we're not 100% sure it's actually going to work. We're not sure. The other one works.
Yeah.
The oven didn't fire up. So the oven didn't even have a tube going from down there into it. So what the hell, right? That's what you get with props. So guys, this is an electric burner. I'm going to put below the video the link to the exact one that you want to get. And this is going to blow your mind. So if you want to pre-order you some of these, look for the video of where I'm going to convert 2 electric burners with this and a special control, very cheap, and you're able to put 2 electric burners in and then save these as gas. And I'm going to show you how the gas rail can be modified to where these 2 are gas and these 2 are electric. All right. So what else?
It's going to be awesome.
What else we got up here?
Yeah. We have over here, we have a Convolt. It has the reason why we're taking it with us is it has a massive 12-volt battery in it that's going to do us a lot of justice in the future.
Big.
It's an inverter, and it also has
A solar controller.
Solar controller.
Correct.
Right. And we also have our solar charge controller right there. That's going to be for our solar panels.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Let me do this.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going to put 2 pictures up. And I'm going to run them by at 10 seconds a piece. You can pause on them. And what they are is they're the layout. So you're going to see 3,100 watts is going on the roof of this. And don't trip. The Winnebago specs show that you can put 640 pounds on the roof. That means, like those roof racks that go on them for luggage. You can put that on them and everything else. And they are big air conditioners. Now, they're big old air conditioners, dual therms, whatever. They were over 150 pounds by themselves. All the solar, everything is still 200 pounds lighter than what it could handle. So we're good. Mm-hmm. And we're fine. So there'll be 2 of those controllers, the controller that's inside of this, and this has one. I'm going to get to that here in just a second. You're going to want these. And this isn't out. Some of these are from Aliexpress, and they're in the United States. And if you order one, you'll get it just like you do from Amazon, probably a hell of a lot cheaper. So a lot of this stuff, I can get them off Aliexpress, and they're in a Houston, Texas, a Kentucky, a California warehouse. You get them fast.
Absolutely.
So no big deals. All right.
All right, to go on, we have ourselves a couple of Sweep Power. Sweep Power is one of our favorite brands of inverters because it has an insanely low idle.
Yeah, the wattage these things use when they're sitting there just on is like half or less of 90% of the inverters out there, guys.
That's why we chose Sweep Power.
And I worked with them a lot, and we put poly capacitors. I can convince them all that's poly capacitors in here. No more poof. Okay.
No more poof.
These last a long time. So,
so this one's going to be for our 12-volt system, and that one right there is going to be for our 48-volt system.
All right, and there is the controller for 1,800 watts of 48-volt right here. So this one right here is a buck boost, and it's going to allow us to take the very much higher stored energy of the 48-volt system and charge the 12-volt system as needed because the AC units are 12-volt. Okay, this one right here, this Fujian air conditioner right here, Fujian. What? I don't. Yeah, they're all weird names.
You know what?
It is very classic. What are you doing? Oh gosh.
It's just been bothering me all day. Hold on. This is our air conditioner. We can do whatever the heck we want to with it.
Yeah, these aren't sponsored items, guys. We don't have that luck.
There we go. This is our air conditioner. That's what it is. All right, continue, Dad.
Oh, jeez. That is so funny. All right, so she has extra things that she's been picking up at estate sales and things for vintage.
Oh my gosh, isn't this so cute?
So she does a lot of that.
We got to repaint them.
Yeah. To go on the trailer. Okay, so we have a diesel heater now. And she's going to explain why we ended up getting a diesel heater. It's because the trailer don't actually have a heater.
Yeah. Guess what?
All right, so and this one's got a huge 15-liter 4-gallon. It's 4-gallon tank. So I got and ordered some special parts. Look below the video. I'll put links to these guys. These are freaking awesome for your built-in features. And Kira went out there and took the cover off and put it in the dishwasher.
Yeah,
so you can tell now this this trailer was heavily abused, and it traveled 16 states a year and hit trucks with it. And
stuck this in the dishwasher, and all of that went away.
This thing from 1972, I guess, right? It was built in 72. This thing from 1972 is just a dishwasher's trip away from looking like it did in 1972, I guess. But she found she found the most coolest thing. And if she gives me any crap at all about why I didn't find it, don't listen. Okay?
Don't listen.
But she found the coolest thing ever by removing this.
So
how long have we had the trailer now? 5 years? 6 years?
Yeah.
6 years?
Yeah, 6 years.
Yeah, 6 years. Don't worry, guys. I've got my act together.
He's got it together.
Don't worry. I don't miss anything.
Okay, let's get to the point. Let's get to why.
Okay. All right. So Kira can explain this better because Kira's the one that likes to go out there with the screwdriver and stuff and figure things out.
And I get something that you will never live down. You will never live this down. So I went out. Dad wanted to fire up the heater. It was cold. It was on a cold day. Dad wanted to see if we could fire up the heater. So I went out to the heater to remove the cover plate and ensure that there are no bugs in the intake or outtake of our heater. And funny thing is that when I took this little cover plate off, I'd already planned on cleaning it and stuff. So I was taking it off and I had it in my little bucket. I saw there was like a piece of metal. And the piece of metal on the inside, it had a tube that led to nowhere. And then when I removed, it was literally so.
This is the luxury of owning basically a prototype.
Yeah, it was basically a tube, and then there was a flat piece of metal. And then when I took that tube and the flat piece of metal, I just saw there's a box. And then it dawned on me that there was no gas line to this heater. When you look around it, it looked like a heater. When you walked around
it had a cover that said Coleman.
It was Coleman. That Coleman's a liar. And it was just nothing.
It was screwed down.
It was screwed down. And when I discovered this, I went to Dad and I told Dad about what I had found, which was nothing. And he called me a liar.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been walking past that heater for years.
You walked past it 30, 40 times, hundreds of times. I don't even know how many times you walked past it. And you didn't even notice. And you're supposed to be the professional. This is the one with the trained eye.
So we have a prototype with that had a fake oven, basically, because they didn't put in the parts that went in the side of it. In other words, probably items they pulled off the line that were defective. Mm-hmm. They just threw them in there. Yeah. And this one, they had pulled the guts out. So there's no heater core, no nothing. It's just the metal freaking box.
Yeah. When I discovered the heater was the way it was, this was a while ago. This was a long time ago. When I discovered the heater was the way it was, I almost panicked because I'm sitting there like, if the heater's like that, what are the walls
What else? Like? What else? What else? Yeah. Yeah. Well, we did learn, didn't we?
We learned after that.
The tub has a drain and a gap about that much, and still the knockout plug for the black water tank, but nothing in between. Nothing. So we got that to do too. So this is the luxury of a trailer that didn't mean to be a trailer, other than all the electrical system was finished.
The electrical system was finished because they had to have those pretty lights on.
Yeah, all the lights had to be on. Yeah. So it was finished. But the tanks, I went and bought 2 old dirty used tanks and stuck on it when I first got the trailer, but they had some fuel in them. And I was going to try everything out, never hooked it up because the gas thing, it was plugged up. Yeah. The regulator. So I'm like, thank God that was plugged up. Do you realize where would the gas would have gone? In the floorboard. Literally. So that was what our experience is there. And now let me show you here. I'm going to let her hold that. And we don't like to get into too much of this, but this is going to blow your mind. So this is diesel heater exhaust ports. And it's made to go through a typical vehicle wall. So it's basically 2 1/4 inches, okay? Most of them, that's about what they are. Now, in our case, this is pretty cool. So we're going to be hooking up a diesel heater, and we're going to be using those. Now, one of them's for intake, and one is for exhaust. And see, the idea, after she discovered we really didn't have a heater, I ordered the diesel heater. I said, screw it. We'll just put a diesel heater in. And I got one with a very large, see, look down there, very large 15-liter, 4-gallon. This is kind of hard to find. So I'll put a link below the video to these kind of parts. if you're going to do this, you really should go big take. All right. So
Yeah. When I first saw this, I had no idea what it was.
yeah, it showed up. She unboxed it. Kira's got a habit. We'll talk about that here in just a second, huh?
Oh my gosh.
About unboxing things, huh?
Well, I guess I mentioned
Just
the
a
fact
sec.
that you
No.
didn't even see the heater.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Wait, yeah. I'm gonna get even on this. So, this is kind of neat. This is original from 1973. It was dirty, and I thought it looked like it'd been used. It had a tube that went back as far as, I never shined a light in it. So it was just a tube. This pushed up against it. And then a blank metal, so the wall thickness is that. It just shoved up against it. I'm like, what the hell? And this one here just had that little mesh behind it.
Yeah.
It's just like a screen. And it's like, well, that's kind of all cool. Didn't think much of it.
It looks normal.
It did look normal. So I was getting these pieces, and I ordered these. These are very heavy. They're good quality steel. And I noticed something crazy. I took this, and I put a notch on it. And you're going to see why here in a second. You might not need to do this to yours. Okay. You can just actually cut something like this totally out and then make you a metal plate and do, So I want to show you something. Was the Chinese ahead of their time?
Lines up.
All the holes line up. And this is what it now looks like when I put that in. Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's got a full gasket. So it's got a gasket and a plate. And then this one, I notched that. So they'll still go close together. And then all their holes will hit good material. So it's basically that setup right there. You see?
Yeah.
And then that's going to be that kind of setup. So the lower one, which is the one with the hood on it, is the intake air. Mm-hmm. And that is the exhaust. You want the exhaust above. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then there you go. And that did come out nice. This is what they apparently look like in the factory.
Yeah.
I've never seen one that freaking old.
I guess.
That was looking that freaking new, but there you go.
Shiny.
So this hasn't been made since probably mid-70s. So thank God it's still in great shape. And I couldn't believe that it just cleaned up with what it did. So, all right. So that'll make it to where we have our tubes. Go into that. Fully isolated. The hole that was back here is about as big as these two holes that goes in the wall. So we're going to work with that with some high temperature fiberglass. We're going to use a full wrap on the exhaust. So make sure you get those for that. And then the air tube, believe it or not, people think a lot of the noise comes from the exhaust. Believe it or not, it's the air tube makes more noise. So you might have one and it don't do it. That's shocking. But the air tubes tend to make more noise because they're the back, what they call that, like backfiring reaction to it. So what you want to do is you want to take the air tube and get you some of that foam insulation that's split for 1 inch pipe and put it around it and put zip ties, and it's going to get a lot quieter. So I'm just giving you that. The wrap that we're going to put on it, most of the noise is not solved by the stupid little mufflers they make. You can't even use those, really. So we're not going to worry about that, and then we're going to do that wrap on it, that high temperature wrap, and that's going to kill a lot of the noise. Okay. Down here with this one, it comes with all the higher tech, the remote, and then what we've done is I went ahead and ordered 2 complete overhaul kits for it. It's only $13 for 2 complete overhaul kits, and I get those on Aliexpress. Well worth it. Okay. And you keep those with you. Just put them in a drawer and keep them with you. Now, that heater is a 5,000 kW heater. And because of all the hidden insulation. Now, she didn't say that in the beginning of the video. You see all this stuff here? All of this is going to be totally hidden. Okay. So I'll load those pictures up one more time, and you're going to see where the points are, where their install is. And the one that's up in the sleeper area, that's actually a full cabinet built up and around it. It's actually a chest of drawers that goes in its place. That's been chopped, modified, fake doored, everything hidden. So you will never see it unless you know it's there, including all the inverters where it says Powerwall on that picture. So look at that picture. Okay. Now where that's at, it actually has it goes out, has a shelf, and the wall has a slight tilt to it, so we're going to actually be able to hide everything back there.
Yeah.
And it's going to have a decorative curtain over the front of that. You walk in this trailer, you're not going to see a battery, you're not going to see an inverter, you're not going to see a charge controller, you're not going to see nothing but a few meters and gauges.
Yep. The
And
only one that we're going to see is this. Because how do you hide that?
Well, that's inside the Chester doors up on the top.
Oh, that's right. That it can be my table.
This is underneath the refrigerator, and then this one here is a fireproof one. So y'all see the picture which shows the 105 amp hour one. That's the fire. This one's fireproof. Okay, this one's the one that is
going to go under
XN,
the oven.
X, Z, and Y, and it's actually the same as the Orgafi. So I put a link to the Orgafi because these guys are the same guys, and this is fireproof. It's got a fire extinguisher system in it. Okay, so I wanted that to go underneath the stove next to the diesel heater. That's where the diesel heater and it are going in the same spot.
Yeah. No, water heater.
Okay. Now, over here, I have something that I picked up for Kara. And this, I paid a hard-earned $10 for this, and then I left to go do a job, a solar service call. And this was brand new in the box, huh, Kara?
It was brand new.
Yeah, brand new.
The foam had been stuck to it. So
yeah, she told me that she had to use some kind of cleaner to get the foam off of it. But this thing here is very cool. And Kira unboxed it. I know everybody loves when you find something like that thing that's completely vintage. I mean, it's incredible. And this was in a cardboard box. It was new, vintage. And so was this. Now, this ain't as old as that, but it's very unique.
So we can't do an unboxing.
We can't do an unboxing.
I can do an unveil.
So here, yeah, get rid of that.
Hold it down with this.
Okay. All right. So what we have here is we have a brand new, never been used Daewoo from June 1989. It even has, look, there's still foam, Kara. There's still foam stuck to it. It has foam. Look, pieces of foam still falling out of this thing. The foam degraded all to hell in this thing. The polyfoam, whatever the hell it is.
This person degraded
like it. So this is going into the trailer. This is a brand new Daewoo 0.7 cubic foot microwave. I don't even know the wattage of it yet because somebody did something with the box, huh, Kira?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you see, I took it out of the box because I wanted to see if it was actually a microwave in there.
It was taped up.
It was taped up pretty good, but I wanted to see.
Like new. There was no new tape. It was the original.
It was the original tape.
Yeah.
But I still unboxed it. And then while Dad was gone, and then I decided that there was no use for the box anymore. So
yeah. People don't like seeing vintage items
unboxed
in their original box, Kara. They just don't.
People don't like to see vintage items unboxed, but people do like kittens. And that is where the box went.
She's pulling the kittens card. She tried it on me. Maybe it works on you guys.
I have a kitty, and she had kittens, and the kittens needed a place to go, and the box was sitting there. And so
the box was sitting there,
just hanging around, doing nothing.
Yeah.
And I stuck the cat and the kittens in the box. So she's very happy in her new home. In
her new Daewoo box. So she's a Korean kitten.
She don't know the difference. It's okay.
Are cats safe in Korea, or is that just parts of China?
We best not say.
All right. So she has herself a little Daewoo here. So what I'm going to do is I'm figuring out how to mount it. I don't know yet. I'm going to make some kind of a brackets to either hang it, or if we ever raise the money, we're trying like hell, guys, to raise the money to get a refrigerator for this trailer. Now, the refrigerator it's in it actually works. It's 53 years old gas, and it works. But if you know anything about those, once they is set for a long time and you get them to work, they die. Mm-hmm. So we're really afraid that we're going to be on the road taking this thing out on a tour, and it's just going to crap on us. So we're trying to get another refrigerator, and we've got a guy that's going to make a copy of the decal of the paneling in the trailer. It's going to look just like it belongs there. And it's only 52 to 58 watts of power. It's shocking. But we found one of them we're going to try to pick up for $200. It's new. And so let me get this thing out here. And this has got a big inverter in it. No, it's not big. I'm sorry. 1600 watt inverter. right here. There's outlets.
Yes.
So
I want to turn that around.
and we'll turn around. And then we're going to power it up. Turn the Daewoo in. Okay. So let's see if this thing... This is the first.
Wow.
We've never plugged this thing in. Have you plugged it in?
No.
Okay. That's very good. I had the spinning box, guys. I had the box, the spinning thing for her to unbox it on. Huh? Didn't I?
Yeah.
And then she says, hey, it's a nice microwave. In fact, it's got plastic and foam inside of it.
I called them and I'm like...
They had foam in here and cardboard that was to keep this glass all in there safe. And I said,
they packed it so well.
they packed it so well. It's so cool. And I'm like,
they packed it well until you showed up.
Awesome, Kira. People's going to love to see that. That's what, 89? That's like, what, 30-something, 40 years?
Yep.
30-something years. What would that be? 35 years ago? 37 years ago, Kira.
Hey, I have my priorities.
Gosh. Yeah. So this, you're going to see right now. I haven't never plugged it in. She's left it under that thing because it's been a sore spot.
Oh, yeah. I brought my water for my tea. There's a thing of black tea.
I saw it.
No, that one. Good.
Okay. And then, of course, you need your little goofy thing she uses. Guys, here, look. Pick on Kira.
New Mexico. I've never been there, but I bought that.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
You went straight through there. Well, we were going 100, but all right. If you go to New Mexico, always go 100. So she has her some water. It's very cold, Kara. Our water's very cold here. And I'm going to put this in the microwave. So we're going to see.
Like a minute, 10 seconds.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know the wattage. It should be able to show us the amperage or the wattage on here. So let me take a look at that. Okay. All right, guys.
It has like a low power, high power, and then a defrost.
And I'm going to try to figure out how to operate it. 10 minute, 1 minute, 10 second. Okay. Uh-oh.
Maybe you have to select which power. So that's low.
Oh, I see that.
We want to do high, no?
High?
Okay, let's try the high first.
Okay. Let's see if it might just start.
No.
No? Got to try that. You think a minute 10 will do it?
I think so. Maybe.
Okay. I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Oh.
Hey.
There it goes. Is that reading it?
Oh.
Turn it on. Wake up.
It is pulling 79 amps.
Wow.
13 points. So you guys do the math. That looks like about 900 watts.
Wow.
Well, it's running it good. Listen to how quiet.
I hear that.
This thing is freaking quiet. And this thing, if y'all seen the back of that, I just had it around. It says Korea, made in Korea. Back when that was better.
Yeah.
Probably still better.
You know what? I agree.
So no Chinese people were harmed in the manufacture of this microwave. So this thing and that thing is going to go into that Winnebago. Some vintage, guys. Vintage.
We're going to try to keep it vintage, but we're also going to make it modern.
But hey, take a look back down here again. You're never going to see another person that's going to do what you're going to see in this video. So you better subscribe or I'm going to sick Kira on you. You understand me?
I'm going to give you a hug.
Don't threaten them in person. Okay, so we got all kinds of goodies, guys. R&O generator, R&O water. So that, when you're traveling, you never know what kind of crap water you get. Oh, yeah, that's finished. Ooh, damn. That got hot. It don't even have a turn. I just noticed it don't have a turntable. Did you notice that?
How did you not notice it?
I'm sorry.
It's a square.
I did not notice.
Oh, for microwave oven only.
Ooh, whoa! Look how hot that got.
Look, that says 01. Oh, wow.
Man, the old stuff works a lot freaking better. Look at that. That got hot. That's hot. That handle's all the way hot, Kira. Whew, that's probably almost a boiling, hon.
You could fire up.
Don't run that. You don't got to run that more than a minute. I'll guarantee you that. All right, there's her little tea thing. Here, put your thing over there. Now, let me get over here quick, guys. I'm going to just shove this back. This heavy sucker.
Shove it back.
All right, so this is the minerals, okay? This thing, now this is an upgraded model. They have different models. You can get them 30 and 30, 60 and 30. Okay. So this one here has got basically a 35 amp MPPT. So you can run solar into it. You see here? It's going to share a common negative. They most all do. They're just tied together inside. This one didn't waste the effort. All right, so I got my solar panels can come in here, my start battery there. So that would be the battery in my truck. And then over here is common. So they all get shared. And then the onboard battery. So that would be going to these batteries right here.
The sun fans.
And if you look over here, the battery type you can select on the pins right here. So it shows you all the different functions for the batteries. In our case, we're going to be the 14.4 volt. So that's going to be one switch up that says not for freeze right there. And then one switch up, as you'll see right there. And then the two switches down. So we don't want to run 14.6 because you can't exactly be in the back of the RV to monitor it while you're towing. You could run that, but we're not going to. Now, that's going to mount inside, and it's going to have on her cabinet. Now, this one here, this one also. So we're going to have power going to these two. Now, my truck does have a huge alternator, but it's not enough to run both of these, I don't think, at the same time. So we're going to have a select. So we're going to have a high amp select switch, a dual battery switch, and that way we're going to use it to feed the alternator power through 4 gauge, through to here and through to here. So in this case, we're going to have 12 volt going in and 56.8 volt charge coming out 560 watts. It has also an ACC switch. That means your key on. So I can just put a toggle switch, or I can, with positive, run and loop through, or I can have it like your radio. When you turn it on, the radio comes on.
We're also going to have a battery isolator.
And so, in our case, we're actually going to use a 140 amp programmable battery isolator, and it will then, when it reaches 13.2 volts, it'll then offer the power. So whichever one I may have left on, stop at the gas station, I left one on accident. If I did that, it's not going to try to do it until it has that sufficient power. So be a battery isolator, and then a divider switch, and then these two guys. Now, inside the RV, since we're obviously going to be able to have a lot more power in the 48 volt system. So look over here right quick. We have 314 amp hour. I've shown this in previous stuff, 100 amp hour and 105 amp hour. And we may actually end up with putting another 50 amp hour. It's going to be massive. 28,000 watt hours sitting here. Okay. That's impressive. Okay. So that, with 1,800 watts of solar, and it's not running the AC units, air conditioners, it's not running a lot of that. The air conditioners were easier to get, but that cabinet model over there, that Fujian, if you look below the video, the link to that, it actually has 48, 24, and you can even ask for 36. So this is the buck booster. They can go from 0 to 75 volts, 0 to 100 amps, from 75 down to 0 volt, any settings you want. I have a video on their 60 amp model. It works beautiful. So we're going to be running about 65 amps out of this 48 volt in, 14.6 out, on control switch. So this one has an on control switch. So you see that right there, that ACC. So every time my 48 volt batteries reach 90% charge, it's going to come on, and it's going to start sending power to my 12 volt system. How you like that? So that's going to be able to be a charge leveling system that provides me with more than enough power to do everything I'm doing. Now, getting back over here, this little bitty tiny generator, right here is a little inverter generator. It's going to be running 2 charge controllers. Or 2 chargers, a 48 volt and a 12 volt. So it'll be a 30 amp 12 volt and a 10 amp 48 volts. So 480 watts there. And the other one will be 360 watts. So it's just fine. It can handle that if it has to even run both of them. And it'll sit on the front of the RV. So it's going to kind of like this. So I'll give you an idea here. So there's that 15-liter can for the diesel. It mounts on the wall inside underneath, and it'll have a rock protector on it. This is the little generator. It'll be mounting on the other propane tank holder. And then it's only going to require a 20-pound propane tank to last forever. And the reason for that is it's only 2 burners, no gas oven, the gas, and no gas to the refrigerator, and no gas to the furnace.
Wait.
So
Diesel, propane,
and electric.
and electric.
We call that a hybrid?
A hybrid?
Or tribrid.
No, triple hybrid.
No, it's a tribrid.
It's a tribrid?
It's a tribrid.
It's a tribrid.
All right. Now, over here, the reason we don't need a whole lot of propane is this is an instant-on water heater. So this is a tankless water heater, and it's only going to use as much gas as it takes to service the water you're going to immediately use. And this one does have a very slight, small recovery storage, and that's the reason I chose this one. I'll put a link to it because you want one like that, because you don't want one kicking on, kicking off, kicking on, kicking off if you're just doing dishes. You want one that'll actually kick on when the temperature drops, and then it needs to heat the water. All right, so guys, this is the collection of stuff that we're going to be working with. Some of the things that will have independent videos, such as how this works and how it's installed, or both of these together, how we're going to run them all, how we're going to install this cool microwave, how this system, and if you looked at that picture I sent you or put on here, that goes inside a cabinet, that goes underneath the cabinet, that goes inside a hidden space. These all are hidden. You'll never see these batteries. They're all hidden. They're not lead acid. You can do what you want with them. So all of this stuff, including the diesel heater, the only thing it's going to show is that oven that you threw the towel on, that oven and this stove. If you really pay attention, you'll catch that. So y'all got to stay tuned. Be sure you subscribe to this. This is going to be a lot of work. I'm sinking a ton of cash into this. We're going to take it on the road for a big trip, and we're going to run into some other YouTubers. So I've already kind of been in touch with a bunch of them, including people that are doing mining and mountain discovery and everything else. Some of them you know, some of them you may not, but we're going to do a little, YouTube's pushing this collaboration thing. And I thought, hey, you know what? It's not a bad idea. We're going to have me and Kira and a few others from time to time on the road with this. And we're going to show you how it works. We're going to show you updates. We're going to show you any alterations or changes. You're going to see the solar panel mounts, and you're going to see all the work done to do that, and how it comes out so perfect, including we're going to be adding air shocks to the suspension. Instead of making it a fourth leaf, I figured we'd just do air shocks. All right, guys, y'all look forward to this. I put a lot of money into this. If y'all want to donate to the cause, man, we appreciate the heck out of that. And we would love to make this a lot faster, but we lost a ton of 2-gauge cable from a theft. We were on a job, and we drove off to eat supper, and we came back, and they broke into everything. So
that's the only thing holding us back right now.
The only thing, cable's killing us. So anybody wants to throw some change towards that buy me a coffee stuff she puts under the videos, y'all go ahead. I've been running a backhoe, doing little odd jobs around here. And due to my health and insurance reasons, I can't take a full-time job, some company. So I'm doing what I can. So y'all stay tuned. We're going to be back with a lot more stuff, okay?